This hour of worship help us to grasp the freedom that comes from seeing your more clearly. Loving your more dearly, and following you more near.
Day by day, give us strength and courage to be your people in this time, in this place.
Let us worship God. We'll bow to His presence.
chapel service this Wednesday. We are so blessed to have you in this space with us now and in sacred community outside these walls. We are so grateful to Marsh Chapel leadership for allowing us to worship in this space, in this building community in this space every week. Thank you all for being with us here today. Our preacher this morning is Reverend Dr. Leroy Barber. Having dedicated 30 years to eradicating poverty, confronting homelessness, restoring local neighborhoods, and healing racism, Reverend Barber is truly living what Dr. King called the beloved community. And we are so excited to have him with us today. He is currently the developer of Congregational Vitality with Oregon-Idaho Conference of the United Methodist Church, and we encourage you to read more about his career and accomplishments in our bulletin. Welcome.
A reading from the first chapter of Joshua. After the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord said to Joshua, son of Nun, Moses' aide, Moses, my servant, is dead. Now then you and all these people get ready to cross the Jordan River into the land that I am about to give them, to the Israelites. I will give you every place where you set your foot, as I promised Moses. Your territory will extend from the desert to Lebanon, from the great river, the Euphrates, all the Hittite country to the Mediterranean Sea in the west. No one will be able to stand against you all the days of your life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. Be strong and courageous, because you will lead these people to inherit the land I swore to their ancestors to give them. Be strong and very courageous. Be careful to obey all the law my servant Moses gave you. Do not turn from it to the right or to the left, that you may be successful wherever you go. Keep this book of the law always on your lips. Meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do everything written in it. Then you will be prosperous and successful. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and be courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. So Joshua ordered the officers of the people, go through the camp and tell the people, get your provisions ready. 3 days from now you will cross the Jordan here and go in and take possession of the land that the Lord your God has given you for your own. The word of God. For the people of God.
Good morning. It's good to be here in this historic place and with you. It is actually my first time spending time in Boston. I grew up in Philadelphia and have driven around Boston quite a bit. So it's fun to kind of spend a little bit of time in the city and getting lost on the roads. It's not built on a grid here, so it's one observation. No hate, but just an observation. Thankful for those who have offered space to be here today. Thank you for those who helped also kind of organize chapel, and the hospitality has been great, so thank you so much. So one thing, I am the Director of Innovation for an Engaged Church for United Methodist in the greater Northwest area of the General Church, and so but I grew up Baptist, so I like to say I may be converting to Methodism. We'll see how all of that goes. And, there's some problems right now. It's a little situation. So it's good to be in a place where we can laugh about this thing. Although it's not very funny, but it is kind of funny. This scripture is one that I enjoy, but just a caveat, that's a whole other sermon that I won't go into about possession of lands. We are not, we're not talking about kind of possessions of land as we understand them in the U.S. Possession of lands kind of situation that we all have inherited from our native sisters and brothers. And so one of the things, that caveat, like, I have a whole sermon about what possessions of land mean, but we won't go into that. I would like to apply this in this space of what it means to move into something new, and what kind of challenges come with that, and what our call might be in those spaces. As I work I live in Portland, Oregon now, and work in the Northwest area. So I work in Washington and Idaho and Alaska and Oregon, and in our space may be similar to yours. Christianity is not all that popular. About 10% of our population claims Christianity, and so the church there is trying to figure out and understand and know how we now relate to the culture that doesn't see us as a real vibrant part of their lives for most people. So what does that mean? What does that look like? So this, I love the scripture. They're standing at the Jordan Sea. This land that looks wonderful is across this sea. They don't know how they're going to get over there. They've been wandering for 40 years, right, in the wilderness, and something unique is only two people, right, at this moment have been there for that entire time, right, and that's Joshua and Caleb. They were the only two people that have been there the entire 40 years in the wilderness, right, and so they're looking over at this land, and they were actually spies, right? They went over and they checked out the land. They were the two that came back and says, "Oh, this is great. Let's see what we can do. Let's make homes there." This kind of things, and their message wasn't taken well, and because of that, God got disappointed with these folks and said, "Well, you will die right here. If this is the land you want, if this is where you want to be, then fine, stay here." Right? I just imagine God going, "Okay, fine, that's what you want, no problem, do it." The question that rises in me out of that is like, what would cause us to make a decision to die in the moment that we sit? Right? Why would you want to freeze a moment? Right? And I can think of some things, right? I got married a long time ago, back in 1985, and it would have been cool to freeze that moment, but now I have 6 kids, right? And I've enjoyed that journey. I know I have 6 kids, and some more. Got 6 kids. Yeah. So while it would have been great to freeze June 1st, 1985, right? Jessica, Joshua, Joel, John, Asia, and Leah joined our lives. So freezing June 1st, 1985 seems ridiculous in my mind. But we make decisions sometimes to freeze moments, right? And I think we're in this space right now. Some in the church in which we work and serve want to freeze 1960. Wandering in buildings and wanting to stay there and die in that space. What? These decisions to die. To not engage community, not changing for younger people to lead, not updating the music, are decisions to die, to move to the new place, to have new conversations, to bring in younger voices. We have to make decisions that we don't want to die here. And what does that look like? This chapter starts with this declaration: Moses is dead. Right? And that's pretty challenging, right? Joshua, Moses is dead. Now get going. Well, hold on a minute, right? Can can we take a look at Moses and what that means? And that didn't seem to be the urgency of the moment. The urgency of the moment seemed to be, let's move forward. In fact, we see this question raised with Jesus, right? Hey, Jesus says, follow me. All right, I'll be right there. Can I go? Bury my father? Can I go to this? And Jesus says, no time. It's time to move forward. Moses is dead. There are parts of our church, my friends, sorry, they're dead. And it is time for us to move forward. Moses didn't get to take part in this space. We know, I know I'm in a seminary and you know these stories, so I'm talking to the choir. He strikes this rock, right, instead of speaking to it, and he doesn't get to cross into this promised land. This striking of the rock, for some reason, God, Creator, did it like that. And I can't, it's just one of those spaces of why did you come down so hard on us, right? It seemed kind of harsh. I don't know about you, right? I always question this Bible, like big time. Like, God, I don't get that. But somehow speaking to the rock showed some kind of reliance on God to do something for the people that God loved, right? And this striking of the rock represented Moses taking it into his own hands. Speaking and not striking also to me brings a connotation of nonviolence. That can we speak instead of strike? Right? Can we do public discourse instead of breakdown? Can we talk? Right? Do I have to strike you to have my point of view shared and considered? There seems to be a spiritual logic here that was very important to God Creator, right? That seems that we should maybe get a message from. When we strike, when we're told to speak, like that might be problematic, right? Where are instances where we're striking and we should be speaking? Where are there instances where we're hating and we should be loving? Where are there instances where we should be embracing but we're pushing away? Moses is dead. I will take you across, Creator says, right? Joshua, in this moment, right? It is clear that God is making a distinction. Joshua is not Moses, right? Right? And the rules put on Moses, right? And Moses' leadership are now different for Joshua. Joshua is a completely different leader than Moses, right? Even in some of the practicals, Moses has excuses when he's called, right? And so God gives Aaron, right? And they together partner and move forward, right, in this work. Well, Joshua's partner is Caleb. And they went over together and they believed together. That represents a different kind of partnership. Not Moses called and God gives Aaron. No, now it's Joshua and Caleb as partners. The only two people who saw all 40 years in the wilderness. They are different people. Moses hadn't been on the the other side of the Red Sea. Joshua and Caleb had already gone over, and were now coming back and saying, hey, like this is a good place. Very different leadership. One wasn't better than the other. One was very different for its time. And my friends, you already know that we're in a leadership crisis within the Methodist Church. And there is a very different leader emerging from a very different culture and community. That's not better leadership, but leadership for our times. And it is a new day, and it is time for new leadership. The Red Sea was unbelievable as they crossed. They didn't know what they were walking into. The Jordan, some of what they were walking into was seen already. Who in our midst is prepared and is already seen and understands some of the struggle of the world around us? I would submit that we have marginalized voices that have been sitting on the outside of the church for so much time that are now uniquely qualified to lead us because they understand struggle. Some of those folks coming from the queer community, some of those folks, people of color, some of those folks, women, right? Folks from those marginalized spaces, I believe, are uniquely qualified to help lead us into the times we find ourselves. A different kind of leader who has already been through struggle and saying, I understand that. Why don't we do this? It's a new day in the church, my friends. The days of being racist and sitting up in a church unquestioned are over. The days of sitting in a church and not engaging the community around you, they're over. The days of excluding queer persons, over. The days of monocultural worship, over. The days of power and wealth controlling the tempo and the tenor of everything we do, over. It's a new day. It should be celebrated. These things make us, in my opinion, look more like creators. Where we were all shaped and formed in the image of God. Where we're all carrying dignity, should be carrying dignity right together, honoring that in every human being. And we reflect Creator in this magnificent way, the more diverse we're able to get. It's not a pie in the sky, kind of empty hope. It is where I think Creator is moving us. The more diversity, the more we look like Creator. The more difference in the room, the more we look like Creator. The more justice in the room, the more we look like Creator. There's some hints of proof of this in the scriptures, right? The Pharisees were hypocrites at best, right? On their best days, they were hypocrites, right? But then there was Mary and Martha, right? Who followed Jesus in this radical way, and they weren't supposed to be there. There's the Canaanite woman who shows up, right? Knowing who Jesus was already. No, didn't need a missionary, didn't need somebody dropping a gospel message on her. She already knew. And she showed up to get something from Jesus. Hey, Jesus, I know who you are. Heal my daughter. And then there's this crazy line about dogs in that scripture. I don't know if you ever read that. And I'm like, what the heck does that mean? But it does not turn her away. As crazy as that statement about dogs and getting scratched from the table, she's like, okay, fine, whatever you want to say, I know who you are. You're my daughter. It is that kind of life and leadership we see peeking through in the Gospels. That is now a leadership we can bring out in the church. The new day, it's here. It's upon us. I think I'll close like this because I am a black preacher and I did not look at the clock, which I should have, but not to be stereotyped, but I might fit. Dr. King gave us a message about something he saw. There is this term used in innovation spaces, right? And it's kind of like this talks about like this shadow reality that's out there, right? That there's all these possibilities that could happen. But like initially, you can't get there until all the pieces are in place. So an example is the computer, right, was actually like thought of and figured out like in the 1800s, right? The idea of the computer came about really early, but they couldn't build it because all the pieces weren't in place. There were other things that had to be made, other circuits, other kinds of engineering had to happen for this thing that they thought of early on didn't come out until 50, 60, 70 years later because all the pieces weren't in place, right? This adjacent possible. I think Dr. King gave us an adjacent possible. That there was this shadow reality out there of a diverse church and a diverse people and being led by folks from places that of struggle and them stepping up and moving it forward. Dr. King, I think, saw that as, I think, an adjacent possible because all the pieces weren't in place. It was too early yet. Like communities of color hadn't been able to be in schools enough yet, hadn't lived in homes enough yet, right? There were all these other things that we just couldn't do it in 1968, but we can do in 2020. The pieces are here. The adjacent is now possible. Like a church where every person's dignity is honored. No person feels like a disruption when they walk in the door. It's possible. And what we can do from that space in the world is now possible. I think that is what Dr. King left us. And I think that's what you represent as a diverse expression of folks studying and learning and trying to grapple around the church and scriptures and who you are. And it's great to see that like there's all kinds of people in this room. Keep at it. Don't give up your diversity distinction. It is the thing that will move the church forward, even though parts of the church has made decisions to die where they are. Don't you die. Don't you give up on this space. The adjacent is now possible. Whoever you are, wherever you come from, whatever your story, is welcome. different place. I pray in the name of the Christ we serve that you would not grow weary in this space. No matter how wearying it is, no matter how crazy general conferences and all these things sound. I think I'm in a Methodist space, so I can throw out some of these things. Don't you grow weary. This will rise and lead the world forward. It is possible. Amen? Amen. God bless you.
lover of justice, who both calls us and comforts us. Help us to recognize your divine presence around us. In this time of polarization in our country, help us to see your love in each other. For it is through your love that we find strength to be bold and courageous across our differences, not settling in immoral neutrality.
Eternal God, who walks beside us always, reassure us in our fear and longing, our unknowing and misunderstanding. When we say those wrong words, when we hear harms, when our work for diversity and inclusion is messy and imperfect, your love, we cannot be discouraged.
God of revelation, who shows us new ideas, new places, new futures, be with us in the joy and anxiety newness brings, as new students start their programs and as new committees search for a new dean, as students prepare to graduate, for through your creativity, we are able to imagine new hope.
Gracious God, who surrounds us in sacred love, bless us as we step into this unknown space, for we cannot remain stagnant, knowing that in your love we will find justice, peace. Amen.
Now to Creator, who is able to do immeasurably more than all we can ask or imagine, according to the power that is at work within us. To God be glory in the church and in Christ Jesus throughout all generations, forever